How's it going, everyone? It's your boy Charming Man 93 and I'm covering for PlutoCoffins today. He's doing some family stuff, I do believe, so I've decided to make a short little video for him to keep that AdSense rolling in, maybe get him some subscribers too. So let's get the ball rolling. Now recently, social justice warriors, most notable among them Kevin Logan, have been using the term free speech warriors. Now what do they mean by free speech warriors, and who are they calling free speech warriors? Well, they're calling us free speech warriors, the Anti-SJWs. Now why is that? Well, first and foremost, they want their own pejorative term to throw at us, because social justice warrior has been around for a very long time now, and it describes accurately a real group of people who claim to be for justice and social justice and all these great liberal causes, but really they're the opposite of that, and what they espouse is actually something that creates injustice, and also the other personal things behind that as well, like smugness, arrogance, superiority complexes, narcissistic tendencies, stuff like that, but that's besides the point. They essentially want their own word like that they can use to throw at us, because they've since realised, I believe, that they're failing to reclaim the word social justice warrior, because I think it's a pejorative term that can't be reclaimed because of how much damage that they have caused to society and how many people just absolutely can't stand them. I mean, we've now got people who aren't anti-SJWs using that term, like, oh, I don't want to sound SJW, I might sound SJW when I say this. You know, people like Colossals Crazy says that, and yet he's not someone I would call an anti-SJW, he's just a commentator, isn't he? Another reason is, as with the case of social justice warriors, they want to describe a person who claims to be for free speech but actually isn't, essentially. It's just like social justice warrior. That's literally what it is, right? Only with free speech. It's much more of a condensed version. It's just one topic rather than loads of others. So Kevin Logan in his video described the free speech warrior as someone who claims to be for free speech. He wants everyone to speak their minds and be free to speak their minds. But really what this person wants to do is to basically be allowed to spout his bigotry, racism and sexism and not be punished for it. That's essentially what it is. And also, if this person happens to be aggrieved in some way by somebody else exercising their right, he or she will take that free speech away because they're offended or they don't like what they have to say. It sounds familiar, doesn't it? It sounds very much like Kevin Logan's talking about himself and his mates and all the others. To them, they're talking about anti-SJWs, anti-feminists, MRAs, you know, the people who actually do stand for free speech and allow people to go up on their platforms and speak their mind and want to debate with people, stuff like that. But not the people like Kevin Logan who turn a blind eye to all the censorship that his mates have been up to, and people like the Trust and Safety Council over at Twitter who are banning people because of their political views. No, he's not talking about them. Now ultimately it's simply a desperate tactic that they've devised because they're losing the argument. Well, they can't come up with any cogent argument despite the fact that they've got some allegedly intelligent people on their side, so they have to instead create a pejorative term. I'm not accusing them of ad hominem, I'm just surprised that of all the things that they could come up with, that's the only thing they've recently found that they could use. The problem is, it's probably going to be reclaimed. I remember in Gamergate there were loads of hashtags that they created that Gamergate then decided, you know what, that suits us, we're going to use that and twist it and make it something interesting and positive rather than something that's meant to be negative and pejorative. I think the literal term free speech warrior, as in a warrior of free speech, which is what you would think it is if you were never to know what the definition is behind it, that's what I think it ought to be. Someone who actually does fight for free speech. They are a warrior, are they not? That's how I think it's going to turn out. I think they're going to try and push it. People will instead take it and form their own little thing about it. Anti-SJWs will call themselves free speech warriors in an ironic way. Who knows, eventually we'll just start saying, yeah, we're free speech warriors. And what are you going to do? And that would be really hilarious, wouldn't it, people? But ultimately, it's just projection. It's Sargon's Law in effect. For those of you who don't know what Sargon's Law is whenever an ideologue is discussing something about a said group or ideology or anything like that, but really those things that they're talking about and describing is applicable to them. And that's exactly what it is, all packaged in nice 3 words. It's just free speech warrior, and that's exactly what they are like. We know social justice warriors and feminists like to silence people, not just online but in real life. They will try and protest, not to protest the idea but to protest the person and to shut down their speeches or meetings. We've seen all the footage of feminists going inside and creating a racket and causing fuss so that people don't speak or can't speak. We've seen them try and fail to create false flagging campaigns. We've seen them try to get people fired. The most notable being either Donglegate or Thunderfoot, again starring Laughing Witch. But with the Thunderfoot one, that was arguably more nefarious because they were calling him Nazi, misogynist, and I don't know if he still lives in the Czech Republic, I assume he does. In the Czech Republic, being a Nazi and holding those beliefs and espousing those beliefs is illegal and can land you in prison. So they know this, and he could go in prison for that if somebody decides, yeah, you're a Nazi, go to jail because that's a Nazi belief, even though he never espoused such beliefs. So they were trying to silence him, and that's what they're describing us as, when really that's them. But why do they think that we try to do those kind of things? Because some of the big anti-SJWs have large audiences. Those said audiences will have a small minority that go and downvote their videos, and then that basically to them means that they must be trying to silence them by harsh criticism and comments and downvotes, which ironically enough happened to me literally overnight, but it's only okay when they do it. But that doesn't mean anyone's trying to silence anybody, that's just expressing their opinions, is it not? And then again, it's up to the person to decide whether or not to delete the video or delete their channel because of one video getting hate. It wasn't loads of different videos constantly overnight or over a couple of weeks, is it? But ultimately, this word isn't going to last long. I doubt even anti-SJWs are going to use it very long if we reclaim it. It's just another sad death throw as the SJWs fail to come up with any actual argument. So, hope you all enjoyed the video. I've been rambling too long. Thanks PlutoCoffins for giving me the chance to be on your channel, and hopefully you'll get back to making content. So, see you later.